nobody takes more criticism than Tom, and this team obviously has turned around during his tenure. Do you kind of feel that going forward he's the same guy to lift you guys the rest of the way, that next level?
Is that a real question right now?
Every time I turn on ESPN.
You just asked me if I believe that if he's the right guy. Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Come on.
The hot seat, but maybe it's a lesson learned from him from this series that he needs to put trust into his bench.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, man. I don't think he's on the hot seat either. I think he's definitely going to be one. But this has been Tibbs' MO though.
Sundays and Wednesdays, 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't know I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. As y'all can see, I am by my lonesome right now, but the rest of the crew shall be on shortly. What's up, everybody? My dog, Kamarie White. What's going on, man? Appreciate that. He says, nice thumbnail. Good evening as well, TCY. And my dad, Larry Wright, is on as well, man. What's up, Pop? Appreciate you being on. And then Kamarie again, man. Nice opening recap. Appreciate it, bro. I'm trying to get better with our flair and how we look on the show, man. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome everybody out there. Everybody on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Remember, when you come to the channel, tell a friend, bring a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. We have a great show for you all. This is episode 91, season 5. You see what we're going to talk about: the firing, the getting rid of, the thing that I think shocked a lot of social media, a lot of basketball heads, a lot of fans that watch basketball. I think we were all shocked by the firing of Tom Thibodeau. So we are definitely going to jump into that and try to see what reasons we have for the firing of this coach who has taken. Well, we'll jump into that. So we'll jump into that. Also, we're going to jump into the NBA Finals. All right, we're here. Last on Sunday, we said that, all right, OG had to make his picks. On today, he said he was waiting until Wednesday to make his picks. So we will talk to the OG about that and see what he goes with. And then we'll get you all's picks out there as well, man. We want to know what you all think, because this is an interactive show. So we want y'all to give your picks as well. All right, Lil John, welcome on, big homie. And then NFL playoff shakeup. Every year there are 2 to 3 teams that made the playoffs that do not make the playoffs the following year. We're going to pick 2 teams that are going to make it, and 2 teams that made it last year are falling off this year. So we'll talk about that as well. And then we'll say whatever we have left in our little time that we have here today. We'll probably do some more barbershop talk. But besides that, man, OG wearing t-shirts, Chuck Little John. Welcome on, big dog.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, ain't nothing, bro. It's a lovely day. I got off earlier than I expected to get off, so it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, man. How'd your day going?
That's going pretty good.
Yeah. Good. You looking good over there, young fella.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it, man. Trying to make it.
Trying to make it, man. I love that shirt. Man. That shirt look good on you. All right, Rodney Lil John, what's going on? Anybody else that may be out there, put your name in the chat. I see we have some people on. This is an interactive show. We like to interact with you all. Put your name in the chat so we can say what's up. Let's welcome every new member or new family member that we have to the TCY family. We are now up to 593 in followers and on subscribers on YouTube, man. So thank you for all the new subscribers. Keep following, man. Keep giving us updates. Keep telling us what you think about the shows, and then hopefully, we can get some more people on, man. Keep growing this thing. I love it. So there was a young lady who ended the show last week. I think her name was Kara. She was a New York Knicks fan. I hope she's coming on today, man. So I want to get her opinion on what happened, man. But before we do any of that, man, let's give our wonderful sponsor of our first segment, Mr. Cooking Dad, Drinking Views. Cooking Dad.
Everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. All right, OG. You feeling all right on what day is this?
Oh man. It's a good day during the week for people, and I hope everybody out there has the weekends off. If you don't, I'm gonna apologize early. But it's a good day when you get to this point and you only got 2 days to get to that weekend. But first, you gotta get past hump day.
Absolutely. Happy hump day to each and every one of you all out there. All right, so OG, we're going to have to jump in without our dog. I know Corey is running a little behind, but we'll catch him back up. I still want to get his take on the Knicks and Indiana Pacers matchup. Like, we didn't get his take on that last week. So let's go ahead and jump in, man. We ended the show pretty much last week talking about, Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks being a better squad last year than it was this year with our new TCY family member. And I think NF Skull asked us in the show, like, hey, man, do y'all feel like Tom Thibodeau may be on the hot seat? And I think we both said he shouldn't be. He may be a learning lesson, was what you said, OG. And I said, yeah, I agree with you. 2 days later, man, the New York Knicks pull off the firing of Tom Thibodeau. So I need to hear your take on this, OG, man. We need to find out what's next for this team. And was that a knee-jerk move by the organization?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time they got in this sport since 2000. Yeah, I think I could be incorrect, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's been there 5 years, and they're going to the playoffs 4 to 5 years. And then you come back and fire him. I mean, it was surprising, but I guess some people, like you said, some people thought that he may have been on the hot seat. Was it because he didn't play his bench, and they trying to fault that for the reason that they lost the series? I don't know, but it was surprising. I didn't think they were going to I didn't think he was gonna fire. So it kind of shocked me, especially since he got them that far since for the first time since 2000. Yeah, so that was a shock. I know. Remember, my brother Rodney was talking about it right before we got on the show. He said somebody's gonna probably pick him up. I hope whoever pick him up play the Knicks at least 3-4 times a year.
With that being said, though, there aren't any job openings out there. The Sacramento Kings retained there. They took the interim tag off of Doug Christie.
Right. Oh, for Doug Christie?
Yes.
Doug Christie, the head coach?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The Phoenix Suns picked up the Bulls assistant, Mr. Tot, for their coach. The Denver Nuggets took the interim tag off of their coach. And so did Memphis.
What about San Antonio? Did the same thing, right?
San Antonio did the same thing.
Oh, wow. Unless another surprise comes.
With the way the NBA is going, it definitely will be. It could be a surprise happening pretty soon, man. So I'm not sure if him being fired will other teams to maybe get rid of their coach and bring him in. Do you feel like he should have been fired?
I didn't think he should have been fired. Like I said, maybe he made some mistakes during the semifinal series. I mean, for the conference championship. But you learn from those mistakes, and you try to make things better next season. And like everybody's talking about, could it be because he didn't play his starters? I mean, he didn't play his bench, and they feel like that may have been what cost him the series. But I don't know. So it could be devil's advocate. So you play your bench, and your bench come in there and lose the lead even more. So I don't know. But it was just a shock to me that he got fired. Mainly because he's taken them that far. It's been that long since they had gotten that far. So I know it's a big disappointment to the Knicks fans and all this, but I mean, accept what you got. You haven't been that far, and you haven't been that far in a long, long time. I know they had the stars coming out and everything because they was winning and they got to the conference championship. But stars, famous, I mean, ex-players and all, but hey, you can't win them all. I think he said, they just call Indiana, they call it a hot team.
Right.
A team that got hot
At the right time.
Because the beginning of the season, if anybody going in there and put a bet that Indiana's gonna make it to the finals, then they'd probably be a rich person right now. Because I'm sure the odds were pretty doggone high that they would not make it. So at the beginning of the season, nobody thought Indiana was gonna make it. Probably didn't think they was gonna make it once they got in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they, like I said, they got. I mean, they got hot, like you said, at the right time.
So going over Thibs, he's been there 5 years. So his first year, he won 41 games. So he went 41-31. Then he went 37 and 45 the second year. Third year, he won 47 games. So he went 47 and 35. Then in the fourth year, he won 50 games. So he went 50 and 20 and 32. Then in this past year, he went 51 wins, 51 and 31. I'm sorry, 51 and 31 to give them the third seed in the NBA playoffs. And this is a typical New York move. And I don't know if it's just something with New York teams and New York organizations that make, I don't want to say bonehead, but emotional decisions. And I think they got rid of a good coach, a coach that has improved, like his team plays hard for. But I think his history, and when my dad brought it up, he's done this in the past, and he's had players that has come out and said, like, he wears us out. So we have nothing left down the stretch. Either it's in games or in the playoffs. And I'm thinking the organization is looking at this like he hasn't learned from his previous stints with other teams, and he's still doing the same thing. And that right there has caused them to, you know what, look in another direction. So with that direction now that they're looking in, OG, who do you see being the best fit for the New York Knicks now as a head coach? And I'm gonna throw some names out there. And Kamarie put out a great point. Do y'all think the new head coach will replace the staff, and including Brunson's dad, or is Brunson's dad up for a head coaching job?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't have a clue because I don't know who out there.
Well, you know, but Budenholzer got fired. Mike Malone got fired from the Denver Nuggets.
Oh yeah.
You know, you still have those players. You have the we always get my guy Taylor Jenkins from Memphis, who we all said was a great coach and shouldn't have been fired as well. So, and then you can still have Mark Jackson out there, a former Knicks player, and Patrick Ewing, and Jeff Van Gundy. Do you see any of those names, or any of those names have any appeal to you?
I think right now they probably want to bring somebody in that's had some coaching experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, head coaching experience. I know Patrick Ewing has had some assistant coaching experience, but I don't think he had any head coaching experience. But you have to learn somewhere. But yeah, it's hard to say who they may bring in now.
But don't forget now, Patrick coached Georgetown for a minute.
Oh yeah, in college level, yeah. Forgot about that. So maybe he would be a prime candidate. I don't know. I don't know if they'll bring Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson's been out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Van Gundy. I don't know. So maybe Patrick Ewing may be a prime candidate.
I know I didn't walk in on nobody saying Patrick Ewing be the coach of the Knicks.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Couldn't even coach Georgetown. You better be no Knicks coach.
So who could be the coach then?
First, let's welcome our third co-host to the show.
Who came
in on hot? Mr. Decatur's favorite, Corey Davis. Man, welcome back to the show, bro.
What's up, man? I apologize for being late. They're terrible today.
Hey,
but it ain't Patrick Ewing Day.
So who is it then? Mark Jackson?
No, I agree with you. Mark been gone too. I've been gone for a while too. But the one that's still hot right now is okay. I guess let me ask this question: who's the hottest coach right now? Without just trying to pick one to see if they're the best New York Knicks coach, who's the hottest coach out there right now that was wrongfully fired?
Probably Denver's coach.
You got Denver's coach Mike Malone, and you have Taylor Jenkins, Memphis coach.
Malone.
But Malone brings that championship pedigree. He's won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I guess you got to ask yourself, who would Tom Dolan, who would he hire?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he got the money to spend. So that's who I would think. Mike Malone.
Probably Malone. Yeah, probably Malone.
Malone. Okay. We got Malone's out here. Score said, what about Mike Brown? Do you think Mike Brown deserves another chance?
Not that he don't deserve another chance. He think the Knicks coach, no.
No.
You know, that's a mecca. So you wanna.
You gotta come with it, right? And then you gotta
Yeah.
be able to take all that criticism from the Knicks fans and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have fired Thibodeau. He was wrong for the fire. I'm gonna say that. Let me get out. I know I probably missed a few minutes, which I have, but he was wrongfully fired.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all agree with me or not, but
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Do you think the players may have had something to do with them moving on from Coach Thibodeau? Do you think they went to the big names, the stars of the team, and asked them how they felt about Tibbs?
Then Brunson, he put his seal of approval on it because the one of the reporters had asked him when they got eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Are you asking me that question right now?" Yeah, he's the team. He the coach, the leader. This man, let me tell you something. Tibbs done brought them somewhere they ain't been in 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you think there was collusion with the players?
I'm just asking. There's a possibility. If we've seen players come out after either they left or Tibbs has left and said, man, he works us too hard where we don't have anything left in the tank.
So which one of y'all said that he don't go past 7 people on the roster? You think that was the reason? One of the big reasons?
One of the big reasons. I think Jimmy Butler has come out and said that's how he does when he was with the Bulls. And I want to say Derrick Rose as well.
Well, let me ask this question then. So he would not go no further than 7. So was the talent there? Because I know we say a lot of teams need to improve. We've said in the past that a lot of teams need to improve their bench.
Mm-hmm.
So was his bench that strong that he should have brought in more than 7? And if it wasn't,
mm-hmm.
then you go fault him for that?
Honestly, yes, and because he's been there 5 years. So the players that you have are the players you picked after 5 years.
Did he pick him or did the GM pick him?
Well, I think the coach has a lot of say in who they want on their squad, the type of player they want on their squad. And I think if you've noticed, the type of player that he gets are gritty type players, who at sometimes aren't real big scorers, but they are gritty. They're going to battle. They're going to fight. There may not be elite scorers, but that they bring you a little toughness. And that's what he's rolled with in probably all of his places where he's coached at. His teams play the same way. And I think this is just what he chose as a team. These are the players that he chose. So I think, he does have to take some fault for the players that he has on his roster.
Okay.
Do you feel the same way? No?
Oh my God.
Right. Well, I guess I mean if he's consistently been doing that, to me it's not it can't be all his fault because he can't just say it has to be a collective agreement between him, GM, I don't know what the case may be, as far as who's going to be on the team from year to year. It's just not totally 100% up to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if that's the case, then it may not just be all in his, I guess, power to do whatever. But like I said, it's a collective deal between I'm guessing the 3 of them or whatever the case may be. So
right.
So I mean, should he be the only one getting fired?
Well, absolutely not. You know, we all know we all know who they coach should have they GM should be fired a long time ago. But those are not going anywhere, man. So just looking at the minutes that these players are playing is sad that I mean you bring in a PJ Tucker, you know, who is a seasoned vet, a guy who's been in big games. I want to say he's won a championship with the Bucks, and so he gets no playing time. Cameron Payne, he was active, but no playing time. DeLon Wright, he gets 12 minutes. Shamet, we said he came in and shot the ball well. He played 16 minutes. The most minutes played on the bench is Josh Hart at 22 minutes. The next McBride, who was a shooter, he played 11 minutes. Yeah, I think they got restless with his inability to play these players. We all know these guys can play. We know Shamet can play and shoot. We know that Princess Achua. Yeah, a couple years ago, he was a constant player on the squad, and then he just gets no burn. You know, Cameron Payne, another one. He got a funny looking shot, but you know he can play ball. We know that. So he has pieces. He just wasn't using them, and I think that's what did it for him.
So you're not the first one to say that was a part of his demise, where the trust level, the trust factor that he has, it just didn't go as deep as you wanted it to, so that he could play those players.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But they said, okay, so you're saying that he did that at the Bulls, and where was he at before this?
Minnesota, was it?
Was it Minnesota? But they were saying that he, like you said, you're saying that this is the same trait that he's carried for 3 or 4 teams, where he only has trust in his starters plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can see that being a demise for you. But how do you say that it's wrong when you go to the conference finals?
That's true.
How can you say that that's a demise of a guy when when, like you said, when you take your kids to the pinnacle?
What I would say is he may have reached his ceiling. Like, yeah, he may have pulled a Mark Jackson, right? Where he can only get him so far. Now we need somebody else to actually take him over that hump.
Hold up. You said Mark Jackson?
Yes.
Mark Jackson only got 2 years to do that. You can't don't use Mark Jackson.
Well, actually, Mark was there longer than that. He just was successful towards the end of it, but he had been there longer than that.
Mark Jackson was only there 3 years, maybe 4. Help me out here, TCY family. I know he wasn't there that long before they pulled the string on him and gave the job to Steve Kerr.
Let's see here. And Kamarie said, "I feel like we've already had this conversation. How much time are you allowed?"
How much time are you allowed to win a championship or just to be a damn good coach? You know.
Mm-hmm. So he was with the Bulls, he was with the Timberwolves and the Knicks. So I was right.
Was he with the MVP Derrick Rose years Bulls?
Yes.
How far did they go?
Yeah, MVP Derrick Rose. Let's see how far they went in that year. 2009, 2010 playoffs. Let's see. He went to the conference finals.
Okay.
Let's see. Yep, we went to the conference final, lost to Miami in 2011.
During the LeBron James year, LeBron James Miami year.
Yes. That was the year that the Miami Heat lost to the Dallas Mavericks in that year, 2011. I mean, I think he's a really good coach, but you're not getting over that hump. And you need. I don't think you need more than 7 players or 6 players to compete in the playoffs.
Most definitely, because I think Josh Hart had the most minutes in the regular season, correct? Or average the most, right?
You might be right on that.
I think they were saying like 43 minutes, and then, if I'm not mistaken, help me out. I think Jalen Brunson may have had the most in the playoffs.
And you might be right on that as well. You might be right on that. You might be right on that as well, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know where Tibbs goes from here. I was telling OG, like, there is no positions out there for him to go get. All the positions are filled up.
Oh, and there's been no firing, right? There's been no, it's only been 2.
Yeah, firings have been during the season.
Yeah.
Well, Budenholzer got fired afterwards, but
yeah. So, Phoenix need a coach, or have they hired anybody?
They hired the Bulls assistant coach Tot on June 4th. Yep. So actually today, I guess it is. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So yeah, another coach is going to be on the streets. Another good coach is going to be on the streets, adding to the group of coaches that have had winning seasons and being fired. So it's
how long was he here in New York?
5 seasons.
Yes.
5 seasons.
And you're Mark Jackson 3 years, like you said, 3 years.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't long enough to make that judgment. I remember when it happened, when he did lose his job, and like I said, he hadn't been able to get an interview since then.
Yeah.
So I'm not going with Mark because he's been out the game too long, and then there's been some controversy. I think he's been blackballed or blacklisted in terms of getting a head position.
Okay. Well, good, man. Great conversation. Tibbs,
glad I jumped in.
yeah. Tibbs did it. I appreciate what Tibbs did. I wanted to hear from some Knicks fans to see how they feel. What's going on, Phil Harris? Welcome on, big homie. Welcome on. Yeah, he was Cavs. Oh, Cavs. Yeah, Cavs assistant. Oh, Cavs assistant. Who did I say? Bulls. I think I said Bulls assistant. Okay. Yeah, Cavs assistant.
Well, I was to answer that question that you just had. When I went down this little rabbit hole, there are a lot of people that are upset that he did get fired. And it's like I said, because it was shocking. He didn't deserve it, but then you got to look at the owner here. This is the same owner who has put out, famous Knicks players, banned them for life, ban fans, all that type of stuff. Dolan just don't care.
Yeah, Dolan is it's a Knicks thing. The Knicks do what the Knicks do, and I don't know if it's just a Knicks thing or a New York thing. The Giants do the same similar things over in their squad. So
the Giants,
yeah, just let they star running back go.
Oh, that was the GM, man. That wasn't the owner though. The owner, that's one of them GMs that talk to. I look at that New York GM like Thomas Dimitroff. where you got an owner that'll listen to you, but you ain't making no sense.
Okay. Well, great, man. Great conversation. We need to pick now, since we have the finals here. Starts tomorrow. Indiana Pacers travel to Oklahoma City. Two teams that haven't been in the playoffs or in the finals in years. They are back now. We want to know, who are you rolling with? Which team are you picking to win these finals in our second segment?
You know, everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our second segment. All right, fellas. So I picked my winner last on Sunday. My dad picked his winner on Sunday as well, and F. Skull picked his winner as well. OG said he had to wait until today because he had to mull over some things, man. Kamarie said the same thing. I'm gonna wait to see who I'm gonna go with. So I'm asking you all today, man. What team are y'all rolling with, and who are your X factors in this series?
Go ahead, Corey.
I don't like now team because I ain't picked neither one of them, and they made it. I should have listened to OG when he picked. It's hard for me to not say I'm picking one of these when I rooted against them. So let me start with my X factors first. It's funny that I'm gonna use this person. I'm gonna say Pascal Siakam is my X factor, and I'm going Indiana. Because at the same time, Halliburton thought that he was finna be the MVP of the of the Eastern Conference Finals, and they chose Pascal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with him as the X factor because they didn't think that he would be the X factor, and that's the dude. So I don't like how and don't stop right there. Ah, um, I they've been babying to me SGA with how he goes to the basket and so yeah, I'm just answering that question. That's my I don't have an X factor for Oklahoma City.
Okay. All right. OG.
Well, I've been rolling with them, picking them to surprise people. So I'm gonna have to stick with Indiana.
Okay. Okay.
And my X factor is, I guess I got a combination of X factors. I think Pascal Siakam wants to prove that he should have been the NBA to conference finals, but Halliburton wants to prove that this time I need to get it. I don't need to be starting to walk forward to think it's my award and it don't be my award.
Okay.
Then for OKC, I think his last name is Williams because they call him SGA Batman. They call him Robin.
Jalen Williams. Okay.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna be the X factor. You know, he plays great defense, but every now and then he'll fall off on the offensive end. Mm-hmm. So I think he's gonna be the X factor for
OKC.
I
like that. And F. Skull says Alex Caruso for the Oklahoma City Thunder, a guy who has a championship.
He has a championship, but I know they tried it. They know not tried. They did put him in there on Joker when they was playing Joker. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he gonna be able to do that with Siakam. I don't think that's gonna work with Siakam. I mean, Collins has a tendency to play outside a little bit more. So I don't think
who does Caruso have a championship with?
Lakers.
Lakers.
The Asterisk Championship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you saying it too, huh?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but I think that's my pick. That's what I'm gonna do. Like I say, I've been picking them to get past people all these playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they still the hot team out there. But I think the one that's got the most to prove is OKC.
Why do you say that?
Oh, they the number one seed. They get the best record in the NBA this year.
Okay.
Was it a fluke? You go come to the finals and fall.
Okay.
But I think you brought this up last week, and St. Corey kind of mentioned it now too. And also, it's going to depend how they call this game.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to call this game like they called the last Indiana Knicks game, where they was kind of like letting them play?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just going to be two-hand touch?
It's the finals. They can play. Is my opinion.
They should, but will they?
We will find out tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You saying like, are they gonna let SGA be the same guy who pulls you along and walks to a 20-footer?
Now, and I know we got on SGA, but I told him G Sunday now. I know he's not in the finals, but your boy Bronson does some crazy stuff too now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Headbutting folk. Pushing
too many fouls, right?
Yeah, shoving them. And he's gonna get fouled, shoving them to clear his space so he can get the ball and get the shot off.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess they was letting them play. So, but yeah, I think that's gonna be. I think the refs gonna play a part in this too.
Okay, I like it. So Kamari says, "I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm rooting for the West."
So James you have a dog in the fight. You got OKC.
James Littlejohn says Indy in 7 and Miles Turner is his X factor. I like it. That matchup.
I keep calling him Collins. Yeah, I meant Turner when I was talking.
Oh, you don't.
I don't know why I keep calling him Collins for some reason.
Yeah, Miles Turner versus Hartenstein. That's going to be the matchup right there for them. Will Hartenstein come out to that 3-point line?
Yeah, can he close out fast enough?
Can he close out fast enough? So that's good. And of course, that shot is going to show y'all he doesn't flop like that. They just can't guard him. They got to foul.
Oh, okay.
All right. OKC defense will win the series for them. They protect the rim better than any team, Larry Wright says. Great points for all you all, man. Great points. So I think we're pretty split down here with these picks, man. I like it, man. Make sure y'all hit that like on YouTube as well. Hit the like button while y'all out there, man. Let's get.
So you going with OKC?
I went OKC in 7. Yeah,
I think it's more OKC than it is Indiana.
If it is, it's like 4-3.
So has Kamara made his pick yet? Oh, he said OKC. He said OKC. Going to the West. Yeah. Some people I know that's picked Indiana so far is
you, Kamari, James Littlejohn.
Myself, who?
James Littlejohn.
And who else?
Corey.
That's 3. That's it.
3? Yeah. So it was 4-3.
Me. So we on 3 pick Indiana.
Yeah.
And the Skull picked OKC.
Your
dad picked OKC. Kamari picked OKC.
All right, that's 4. What did Riley pick?
You picking OKC. I don't think Riley ain't gonna pick nobody.
No, I ain't gonna pick nobody. What Phil, who you got in Quest? Who you got? Let's see.
So for the first time, and I don't know when, I'm not the Lone Ranger. Corey the Lone Ranger. Because I'm usually the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
I ain't picking without you no more.
Look at here. Look.
Now let me ask y'all this question. My bad. I ain't mean to cut y'all.
No, you good, bro. Go ahead.
Is this gonna be? Now we both know that these are 2 exciting teams, but are these the 2 teams that you wanted to have in the finals? from a how would I put this, from a rating standpoint?
From what I've seen in these playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it.
You don't mind.
I've seen some exciting games, especially from the Pacers side of it all, and Oklahoma City. In that, and I don't want to say this series, but that Denver series, that was an exciting series between those two teams. So I like what I'm seeing between these two teams. I think these are two of the deepest teams that are in the league anyway, and so you're going to see a lot of players play. And I think these are two physical, defensive-wise teams. I just want them to let them play.
But that ain't what I'm talking about, G. You just said two good teams, two physical teams. Okay, when I said on the sidelines, are we gonna see stars? Are we gonna see people there to watch these two teams play ball? Is it gonna be a highly rated, highly touted series? Not just two tough teams playing. Like, say for example, if New York would have been there, we know that the Mecca, at the Madison Square Garden, which is round, it would have been plenty of stars in New York to come and see this series. Are people gonna come to Indiana? Or people gonna fly into OKC and be on the sidelines to watch this series?
I think the players will. Like, not any Indiana went to New York. They had Indiana players going to New York watching games. And Dale Davis and Antonio Davis. They
ain't stars.
No, they don't have any stars. So it won't be any.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Reggie Miller. He was
He's
there.
gonna be working.
No. But
he's not working. He's not calling it.
No,
so
this
ABC, ESPN.
Yeah.
Not on TNT.
Right. So yeah, I don't see an issue with the stars not being there. Like, yeah, you're not gonna have the mega stars, the TV personalities that come to the Knicks, come to the Lakers games, or whatever it may be. But you're gonna have the real basketball heads that are gonna be into this series because of the matchup. I think these two teams are closely matched, and they by player for player. I think this was probably the best matchup for each other.
You just said
I guess to answer your question, Corey, because these are two small market teams, it's not going to be the fanfare that you've seen in these games and any other games. It's not going to be that kind of fanfare.
My point is that, you know what I'm saying? Not we understand that there are two good teams. We get that, but that's what I was alluding to right there. Two small market teams. Will this be made for television?
I think if the games are close, you had a couple of games that were blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
But if the majority of the games were like the Knicks Indiana games and those tough games with Denver and OKC, I think the crowd will get drawn in. So in other words, this first game is tight, meaning back and forth, then it's going to draw in more people to watch it because they know it's not going to be one team getting blown out. So I think because of that, like G said, I think because of the way these teams are played against in their conference finals and type of games they had, I think that's going to draw the interest, at least for the first few games. That a lot of people will watch it than we expect to watch it.
So I'm gonna go against the grain on both of y'all, and I'm gonna say what I've been thinking, and that's it's gonna be a low rating series for one or two things. For one, there's no international star in here that that's gonna get picked up for TV ratings or whatever. There's no Joker here this year. There's no big international star. Now, though we got an MVP and SGA, and then the Halliburton coming alive. There's nobody buying Halliburton and SGA shirts. There's no following for these two guys unless, like G just said, ballers. But the average player that enjoys watching the finals for the outstanding play that comes with. I'm using Joker because they were there last year, and then who won it last year? You had,
It was
Celtics won last, huh?
it was Celtics and Mavericks last year.
Yeah, you had
Luka.
Luka.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Luca International. Then on one side, on the other side, you had two Olympic stars. Where's the stardom here? There's no stardom that's gonna be playing now. And I think we had talked about this before when me and G always bring this up. Are these two cats that are going up and that are headlining these teams? Are they superstars? Are they stars or superstars?
They're stars.
I don't.
Yeah,
Stars. And that's what I'm saying. I don't like. Okay, OG just said if it get out of hand on these first two games, it'll tell you what we watch. If SGA just go in there and take his team and they bully. Because let me tell you something. The other day when they got beat by like 30 points or whatever, SGA had 8 points. Something crazy. Where that is not his game. That's what I'm saying. This is for TV sometimes. But I'm afraid to say that this will be a low rating season or finals because of these two markets. No doubt that they're good teams that can play. I'm just saying there's not going to be a lot tuned in because we didn't talk about these two teams in the regular season. We didn't talk about OKC as much as we should have, and they were on cruise control to almost 63 wins.
And I think that's what we said between them and Cleveland, that we weren't giving them a whole lot of plug because they were just running through the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. But at the same time, we understand what they have over there and what they've built. So I think we're going to get a lot of people that watch this because these are two homegrown teams who they drafted. These people have been brought up in these organizations and made it to the pinnacle, and that's what people want to see. That's hype,
what people want to see.
The hype, and we talked about this on the last show. The hype of the super team is not that hype no more. Nobody wants to see that. Everybody's tired of that joining forces to go beat up on everybody. Everybody's tired of the Avengers theme that you're trying to do. Nobody wants to see that anymore. And as you see, that Avengers thing is not working.
Who's doing it now, G? Who's doing this Avengers thing? Where's your latest big three?
Well, people have tried and then it didn't work.
That's what we said last show. There's really not a big three. We said there were teams that's supposed to have been a big three, like the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then like
Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns, yeah.
But it didn't pan out. So right now there is not. We couldn't think of a big three. That's
Phoenix didn't have no big three.
Huh?
They was trying to
Phoenix.
with Bill. They were trying to with Bill, Kevin Durant, and Booker.
Right.
Booker. Yeah, that was one big and two mediums.
So Kamari said, "Gee, that's not what people want to see." I disagree. I disagree. I think you're going to see. I think Halliburton has raised the what's the word I'm looking for? The expectation of what to expect in the game now. Like he's there for the heroics. He's there for the banter, the back and forth. He's there for and I don't know if it's just because it was the Knicks, but he's kind of taking his game to another level. And as you said, Pascal Siakam as well. He's been here before and he knows what it takes to win a championship. I think SGA is that international player that you was talking about. I think he has a following internationally. He's from Canada. So you're gonna get
that ain't international. That's up the street.
No, that's international, man. You can't go there without no passport.
I'm just saying that ain't getting no burn like that on an international level. You're not finna put SGA out there like that.
How many stars did you see at the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks game last year?
You going back to last year? I don't know, but
there wasn't there. Like the stars aren't showing up like that. Only the players that play for that organization, they'll show up. You saw Paul Pierce at the game, but You're not seeing. You saw Dirk Nowitzki at the game. You're seeing former players. You're gonna see the same thing here. You know, you might see Westbrook and Kevin Durant in the what's it called, man, Kendrick Perkins.
You go see your girl in Indiana.
There you go.
Caitlin Clark.
There you go.
But see,
All right.
go back to that. Oh, my bad. We're gonna leave it. All right.
Let's move on, man.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, let's get off of it.
You want to get off of it now, don't you?
All right, man. Our final segment, the NFL playoffs. There's always a shakeup, right? There's always 2 or 3 teams that made it into the playoffs that don't make it the following year. And we're going to do this now. What teams are going to give me 2 teams that's going to fall off and not make the playoffs, and give me 2 teams that are going to fill that spot this upcoming season? All right. I'm going to let y'all know Detroit, Philly, Tampa Bay, the Rams, Minnesota, Washington, and Green Bay were all in the playoffs last year.
Okay.
All right. In the NFC. In the AFC, you had Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, Houston, Cincinnati, Denver, and the Chargers. Ashley Page says the Falcons, and the Falcons will be in there. That's her pick. Welcome on, Ashley.
Hold on. What you saying? Not gonna make it?
No, they didn't make the playoffs. So she's saying they're gonna make the playoffs.
Oh, thank you, Ashley.
All right. My dad says the Rams and Minnesota not making it. Okay.
That top 5 AFC they tough. They're gonna be there anyway. But for my AFC team, maybe the Chargers might not make it. You know, they're still a little finicky. What were your last 2 on the Chargers? You said I'm sorry, in the AFC. Denver. I don't see Bo Nix doing the same thing again. They probably figured him out. So I'll go with those 2 not making it in that 7 that you picked.
Okay.
So you picking 2? You picking
the 2 that's not? You said give me 2 that's not.
I thought we just picking 2 teams. So we're picking 4 teams.
I don't know. What y'all want to do?
Just pick 2 teams. You can pick 1 in each division, or you can pick 2 in one division, like you did, Corey.
From that made it, that's not gonna make it.
Right. 2 teams.
Okay, so I go with the Chargers, and I go with because what you call it? Their quarterback still hurt. What's his name for the Chargers?
Herbert.
Well, he ain't hurt, but remember he's still recovering because he's not participating in those voluntary OTAs and all that right now. He may show up, mandatory, but I'm hoping he's okay. But like I said, I'm thinking, huh?
So you picking 2 teams for the AFC?
Yeah, I got 2. Those 2, Chargers and Broncos.
So you picking 4 teams then? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, then I just stick with I stick with the Broncos. They're gonna figure the Broncos out. All right. And the NFC.
Are you saying he's gonna have a sophomore slump?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Because it shouldn't have happened this year, but anyway.
Okay.
NFC not making it, that made it to the playoffs. And this is, I gotta hope for it, but I'm going with Bucks.
Wow.
The Bucks. Okay.
You're gonna find out in a minute why I'm saying wow.
Okay.
So who gonna make it?
We gonna make
it. Okay.
Atlanta in.
No, we not. I can't do this. Yes, I am. Yes, sir, I gotta have some hope. Yes, sir, I'm a pull a G. Yes, we are.
Okay. And then what about for the AFC?
That's not gonna make it. Miami.
That's gonna
it's gonna make it.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it. I go with Miami.
Oh, you got Miami making it in. Okay.
That's what I meant to say. Miami gonna make it.
Gonna make it. Okay. All right. You need another one, but don't worry about it. We'll get back to
I
you.
need another one. I
Yeah.
picked
Why
Denver.
need another one?
Because he picked 2 to lose in the
Well, no, he went back and changed and said just Denver.
just Denver. Okay.
Yeah, just Denver.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because I see he's picking 14.
Yeah.
right. And so we just picked 2.
All right. OG.
So crazy enough, Corey,
Mm-hmm.
we almost exactly the same. Except for I picked Denver and Tampa Bay to be out.
All right.
I picked Atlanta to be in. But then I think Cincinnati is going to finally find out what's causing them to lose the beginning of the season. I think Cincinnati going to get in.
What?
Well, they was in last year.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
No, they wasn't.
No, they wasn't.
That's what this say.
No, they weren't in the playoff last year.
They were 9. Oh, wait a minute. Were they? Because they were right there on the cusp, and they won their last game, but they didn't make it.
They didn't make it. No, Cincinnati wasn't in last year.
So who was it? Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, Houston.
For the AFC?
Yeah.
It was Kansas City, the Chargers, Ravens, Buffalo. It don't show no color, but it's just showing me right here.
Houston.
Houston.
He said Houston.
Who else?
He said Ravens, Buffalo, Houston. Who else?
I know because I know Cincinnati.
Oh, Kansas City. Ravens, Buffalo, Kansas City, Houston. That's 4.
It's 4 more though.
Denver
got in.
5.
Chargers.
6.
Denver, the Chargers. Who else? Let me go look. Because I know Cincinnati didn't get in.
Who else is in that AFC West? Kansas City, Denver. Oh, they had 3 teams in. Steelers didn't make it, right?
Huh?
Steelers did. Then they. He had a winning season, but they didn't go to the playoffs. Oh, can you have a winning season and not make the playoffs?
Yeah. I had Cincinnati on here as one of the teams.
I thought Cincinnati had lost one of those controversial last wins between them, Pittsburgh, and
this said. I'm confused now. Because this has got Houston and Chargers. Pittsburgh didn't make it, did they?
It was Pittsburgh instead of Cincinnati.
I got Texans playing the Bengals. Bengals was number 5. Bills played the Broncos. Ravens played the Chargers, and the Chiefs had the number 1 seed. Is that not right?
I didn't think the Bengals made it.
Regardless, well then pick your 2 that you said who you said wasn't gonna make it. You said you said you got the Bengals that's gonna make it, right?
I got the Bengals that's gonna make it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what other team in the NFC. I mean AFC will make it.
Yes.
They showed that boy throwing an interception the other day in OTA, voluntary OTA.
Okay. So you got Cincinnati making it. ATL and Cincinnati. Let's just say Cincinnati again.
Right.
All right.
Who you got?
I got Minnesota not making it, and Washington not making it.
Hold on a second. Let me ask you. Why? I know we didn't elaborate, but why you don't have Washington? Why you have them not make it?
Sophomore slump.
Okay.
Jesus hell.
Okay.
That's exactly why I didn't put Dallas in there.
All right. Well, give me your make it.
Dallas
making it,
and I do have the Falcons making it.
Right.
So those are my 2 makes right there.
So look like I got the. Let's see. Is this saying that so the Steelers played the Ravens first round. So the Steelers made it.
Steelers played the Ravens?
Yeah. They was number 6 seed. That's what this say. because you got the Chiefs being number one. The Texans played the Chargers. The Ravens played the Steelers. The Bills played the Broncos. Then the Chiefs played the Texans. The Bills played the Ravens. And then the Chiefs and the Bills played.
Man, it's crazy. Why don't I remember these games last year? Who not making?
That's what it shows.
So the two teams that I'm up in the air with right now, like you just said, that I'm kind of
So Russell Wilson played in the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They got beat 28-14.
Pittsburgh. So you're saying between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, those are the two teams that we're up in the air with that made it and didn't make it. But
I mean, this looks real because the Bills played the Ravens in the divisional, and then the Chiefs played the Bills in the championship.
So Cincinnati wasn't nowhere near all this stuff.
Right, and this says that the Lions were the number one seed. Rams and Vikings, Buccaneers and Commanders, Eagles and Packers. Then, of course, Lions and Commanders, Eagles and Rams, and then Commanders and Eagles.
Okay.
So G said Washington is out. And who in?
Minnesota and Washington are out. Dallas and Atlanta are in. And then on
you picking 4 teams there because in the text you said 2.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay. I agree with Denver being out, and I am going to go with the Chargers being out. I'm going Denver and the Chargers both been out as well.
So he doing different, Corey. He boycotting us. So who the 2 teams is in there?
The 2 teams that are going to be in the AFC is going to be. I am going with, and this is going to shock you all. The New England Patriots.
In.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. The New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals, since they weren't in.
So I'm gonna ask you a question about that. So you said the Chargers and the Broncos are out.
Yes.
So you leaving Pittsburgh in with no quarterback. Sorry about that, Rob.
Oh, that's right. Pittsburgh was in.
Not. You done made your choice.
No. I forgot about Pittsburgh was in there. I forgot we changed that around. Take Pittsburgh out of there. They ain't making it. Put the Chargers back in.
They said they're gonna go behind Kenny.
Yeah, look there. My bad. Take them out of there. Ain't no way. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if they get Rodgers, would you change your pick back?
No.
I talked to my brother-in-law tonight. He said that Pittsburgh's got some up their sleeve that don't nobody know nothing about.
What, they gonna bring Terry Bradshaw back?
I don't know what they gonna do. Terry Bradshaw. They come out better bringing Ben back to Terry Bradshaw.
If they have something up their sleeve, a la like the Cowboys just did 2 weeks ago, I would hope that they do it sooner or later. Because right now we just don't know what word they doing.
Right.
Mandatory minicamp start next week.
Yep. And then we're dangling Cousins over them. Like, just make us a deal. Make us an offer. You know, they haven't even called. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever they is, like you said, either if he is riding with Kenny Pickett, or they done contacted my man in the woods. You know, I don't know what this.
It's not Kenny Pickett. It's Mason Rudolph, right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Rudolph. Yeah.
Where's Kenny Pickett? Oh, I'm sorry. Kenny Pickett is at the Browns, but yeah. Mason Rudolph. Yeah, they said they going with Rudolph.
That's a South Carolina dude. They do from South Carolina.
Who's that backup at Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
They don't even have a quarterback.
Did they draft somebody? They ain't draft nobody.
They ain't draft nobody. Yeah, it's ugly for them. It's ugly for them. Yeah, my bad. They getting out of there. They getting out of there.
Have
Pittsburgh.
they contacted y'all about Love?
By who?
What's your third string guy? The guy came from the
Love,
49ers.
love.
Love.
Lance? You talking about Lance?
Yeah.
Trey Lance?
Lance, yeah, Trey Lance.
Trey
Yeah,
Lance.
yeah, Lance. Lance, yeah.
Oh no, Trey Lance. He's playing in the UFL.
Trey Lance?
Yeah,
Wow.
the USFL or UFL, whatever that is. Yeah.
Well,
He's
it's about to be
playing?
over because they got their playoffs this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So he'll be
DC
back.
Defenders in the playoff. DC Defenders in the playoff.
Does he
Oh,
come back to work as y'all third string like after the season though?
No. We have Joe Milton and we
Mhm.
have Will
That's right.
Grier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they got Joe Milton from New England.
New England.
Yeah.
And
And who else?
Will Grier.
Okay, so he ain't coming. Y'all ain't over. Wow,
Yeah,
Lance
yeah.
ain't coming back. Yeah.
Nah, he ain't coming back. He ain't going back.
All right.
All right. Hey man. I like it. The Kamari said New England. I know, dog. That's my sleeper team.
Tripping.
Yeah,
Sleep.
Corey
Really?
was on that. Corey was on that sleeper team last year for a minute.
What?
I don't
New
know
England?
him in their quarterback. Yeah.
I like that coach over there. I like the coach they got, man.
I was wrong.
Yeah. I like the coach. I like the coach, man. He a winner. So
He a winner.
He a winner.
Yeah.
What you mean? What kind of winner?
What you mean? What you mean? What kind of winner? I mean,
Tell
he
me
ain't
what
won
kind-
nothing. He ain't won nothing, but he had that winning mentality. Like
I got a winning mentality.
I know you're a winner.
So who was the coach before him?
Mayo.
Oh no,
Mayo.
Mayo, yeah.
So Mayo didn't have no winning mentality.
He won 3 games. No.
Look at what he had to work with. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
he ain't had nothing to work with. He ain't had
He's
nothing.
right.
But I do
All
like.
I did is Diggs.
They
He ain't been doing drugs.
He ain't been doing. He been passing them out. He ain't been doing them.
Oh Lord.
But
Pink drugs.
quietly, they've done some really good things over there with the New England Patriots, man. They built a pretty decent squad. So
They had a good draft.
Yeah, they had a really good draft, man. So I think they're gonna surprise some folks, man.
Look at this though. This dude gonna put New England in and try to kick my team out.
Look, I want to kick Detroit out.
Woo!
I want to kick Detroit out.
Detroit is greedy, and I want to choose them, but whenever I choose them, they do good.
The last time a team who had a winning season lost their defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator, they didn't make the playoffs. Just letting y'all know that. And
So
they
what?
they just lost their Pro Bowl center who retired.
So if you know all this, then why you didn't pick for them to be out?
There were so many teams out there to pick against.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be 3 teams that don't make it, and they're gonna be one of them.
Okay. You did write this down, didn't you? I'm gonna remember no way. What episode is this? I need to put this in my notes.
91, baby, 91.
Where we at? We around what time we got here? Okay, I see how much time it is. I would have to put the time so I can go right back to that spot. Because he gonna ask me, I'm gonna have to give him receipts.
Hey man, we appreciate.
Hey, before we get off, I want to give some props. Y'all probably don't watch this, but I watched NCAA softball the other night, and I saw this picture from Texas Tech. I might pronounce her name wrong. Her name is Jari Canada.
Darn it.
A picture from Texas Tech. Oklahoma had won the last 4
Yep.
NCAA
I'm sorry. You're right.
championships. Came down to they did hit a home run on in the 7th inning to take the lead, to tie the game. But Najee's team pulled out. But you talking about somebody who can pitch, and guess what else? She got a $1 million NIL deal.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir. I put it on Facebook. Go there, look at she got. And she can flat out pitch, buddy.
She has a underhanded gyro curve. When I tell you it's coming out and it's spinning this way and it's dropping. is dropping. Too bad they ain't got a pros doing that, because that girl can do it.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. It's the first game of the championship series on right now.
I was just about to say, it's the first game of the championship season.
When I tell you, look, and I'm gonna tag on the OT here. Them Oklahomians were crying their butt off.
Yeah,
I'm talking about fans and parents. Because like you said, it's been the past 4 years. They thought that they were finna cruise to this again.
Yeah. And when that young lady hit that home run that tied in the 7th inning, they just knew that they was gonna be able to come back and take it all. And those girls, they had women on second and third, and this young lady hit a walk-off fly ball to right field, and they had the fastest person on the team on third base. Couldn't get it.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I just want to give her some props.
James Johnson, he's the winner, but he ain't won nothing. Really, G? Hey man, we love y'all. My dog, James Little John, my dog Kamarie White. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out, the Christians Podcast, on all your podcast platforms. My dog Ashley Page, thank you for jumping on. Good to see you. My dad Larry Wright, NF Skull, my dog Quest, my cuz Phil Harris, Rodney Little John. Who else was out there? I knew somebody else was out there. Well, I don't see you. Whoever it is. Hey man, we love y'all. Remember to keep your head on swivel and keep God first. Hey, charge it to my eyes, not my heart. You know we love y'all. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Oh, fellas, I'll tell y'all after this though. We are out. Peace. Hit that subscribe button and that like. I got one like. I need all the likes. Give me all the likes. Let's go.